Yo, salute. Good afternoon, good morning, freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Give me a Romeo, Lima, Charlie if y'all can hear me. As we get into this, let me know y'all can hear me. Yes. How y'all doing this day? A lot of people are celebrating today as New Year's. I don't do that until the spring equinox, but y'all do what y'all want to do. That's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all go ahead and celebrate the new year today. I'm going to wait until spring. But I ain't mad at y'all. Salute to those of you who are coming in. Thank you. D-Man Jr.'s in the building. Flying Guillotine up in here. Rob Curtis stopping by. Orange Lily for you. Salute to the vegan queen. The Uncle Stormy B-Man. Salute to the sensei. Salute to the sensei, Stormy B-Man, for stopping by. I appreciate you guys for coming through on this New Year's, for those of you who believe in that. And I want to talk about this interview. So the reason I'm doing this today is because I want to talk about this interview. And I want to talk about how in this interview, all the ball licking and, ball juggling and all this stuff that Max Kellerman and them are doing, trying to, not really Max Kellerman, some other guy is in this interview trying to convince Keyshawn Davis to go after Devin Haney, or to at least say he wants to go after Devin Haney. And my position is that Keyshawn Davis really does not want that with Devin Haney, and he understands that he's not ready for that. So that is my position as well. Keyshawn Davis is not ready to face a Devin Haney. I do celebrate the real New Year. I do. I don't think the New Year starts in the dead of winter. That's just not how I roll. But it is what it is. Not mad at those who do. But it would be fake for me to sit up here and tell y'all Happy New Year like I believe it when I really don't. But I ain't mad at those who believe it is. So it is what it is. Davis basically retired. You talking about Keyshawn Davis? Keyshawn Davis didn't retire. He's about to fight January 31st, Jermaine Ortiz. That's who he's going to fight. And this was announced shortly after he said that he tweeted to Devin that he wanted to fight Devin, which was, I knew it was bullshit. I knew he wasn't really serious about that. The beautiful Queen Sister Cameron's in the building. Salute to you. That was a great premiere you did this morning. Great video. The talking about the amygdala and all that good stuff. Beautiful thing. Stormy B-Man says, speak on it. I just finished watching that BS and was going to do my own breakdown of it. Please do, Stormy. Heck, if you got time, maybe you can come up and break it down with me. I don't mind. I don't have a lot of time, but I would still love to see your breakdown as well, Stormy. I would love to see that. But this was just, it was crazy. So I'm actually going to start from the beginning, because from the beginning you can see the framing. They're trying to build Keyshawn up as some superstar, right? They're trying to build him up as some superstar, and I just don't believe that's what he is. Now, in order to be a superstar in the sport of boxing, you actually have to be good at boxing as well. You have to be great at boxing. If you want to be this superstar that they're trying to build you up to be, I think that maybe you should go ahead and put on some great performances. I don't think he has done that to any level that Let me drop this link. I'll drop the link. How do I? Hold on. Let me. Where is the link? Hold on. Invite. Hold on. Invite guest. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and drop this link. Convos with Cam says, salute, fam. You guys go check out Queen Sister Cameron's channel as well as the Senseis. Great content over there. Great content. I know a lot of people. We know Keyshawn Davis is part of the active squad, and so he is going to have the protective squad. He's going to have witness protection coming out to try to steer any reality away from, what's going on with Keyshawn Davis. So I'm going to start with sharing this. We're going to go ahead and get into this interview as we wait for the brother Stormy B-Man to give his 2 cents. And I want to go back to that fight he had with Baranchik, which will obviously that will demonetize his video, but I don't care because it's fair use. So, I'm going to make sure it's fair use. Fair use is fair use. It doesn't matter who the fuck's content it is. Yes, whack the squad. So let's see here. How many big fights should Davis have before Haney? Like 10. He's 13. He's 14-0. 14-0. Yes, he's 26 years old. He lingered in the amateurs for whatever reason, just to get a silver medal and lose to Andy Cruz. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Keyshawn Davis. How many big fights? Maybe like 10 before he reaches Devin's level. Yeah, they're both the same age. Keyshawn is a little bit older, so it's not like he can age Devin out. It's just Devin is just better. Hold on. I don't like that. Too big. There we go. I don't get it. So let's do this. We're going to start with this. We're going to start with the Glaze Fest, of course, because for some reason, like I said, people are trying to build up Keyshawn as some type of world beater, elite fighter. He's not. He's just not. Okay? That's just my opinion.
I don't know if we've even talked about you on the show. If we have. Shady.
Quit.
We now
let's see what this Glaze Fest is about.
Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, welcome to the show. Before we get into anything, I got to say, I can't believe, I don't know if we've even talked about you on the show. If we have, it's just been brief. But you and Moses Atama are the two guys.
Can I say, the beautiful Queen Sister Cameron drops a $10 super chat on your boy. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to the Queen Sister Cameron. Always supporting. Always there. Always. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. I really do. Can I say, why the fuck is Max Kellerman back? Who said that Max Kellerman is somebody that we need in sports, in boxing commentating? Who said that? Right? I just, he gets on my damn nerves, man. And we know he's a hater of certain fighters, but I just don't understand, like, why is he here? Right? Who said that they want Max Kellerman to come back? Jonathan Jackson says, Devin never fought in his age group in the amateurs. He always fought 2 years up. Okay. What does that have to do with anything? Salute to JMO 45. Salute to Jonathan Jackson. Salute to you, brother. Anyway, let's do this. Let's get into this Glaze Fest. Oh, I don't know if I really ever talked about you. Oh, but now you're here.
To me, yes, sir. Who, when I look at the boxing landscape and I think, who's not yet a household name, who has a chance to be a superstar, the next thing in boxing, because the level at which they perform, their personality, the whole thing, you south of heavyweight is the guy that I think of. Welcome
So Max Kellerman is telling him that he's the next big thing, the next big household name that is performed at a high level. What did he say? Did he say a high level?
Of heavyweight is the guy which they perform, their personality, the whole superstar, the next thing in boxing, because the level at which they perform,
the level at which they perform. What level is that? What level does this guy perform at? What level did he perform at when he was supposed to fight Edwin De Los Santos? Oh, that's right. He didn't, because he came in overweight and bullshitted and didn't fight Edwin De Los Santos. That would have been a true test for Keyshawn Davis, but instead he decided that he didn't want to take boxing seriously. But now this guy, the level at which he performs, south of heavyweight, he's just the next big thing. What has he demonstrated to show that that's actually true? I can't make head to tail of it. When he fought Baranchik for that belt, he looked like ass to me. He did not perform well at all. So I don't know where we're getting this elite. What performance are we talking about, Max? Can you name a performance? I can't. Crazy work.
Personality, the whole thing. You, south of heavyweight, is the guy that I think of. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Max. Appreciate it.
Max Kellerman, he's hated on Devin. He said, oh, Devin's a Hall of Famer, but he's not a great. He's just a hater. He like certain fighters he'll hate on. Jonathan Jackson says, what I'm saying is it's not fair to compare their skill set because one is a prodigy and one wasn't. I would agree with that. So why are we trying to build Keyshawn up as some type of competition or someone that's a dangerous fight for Devin Haney? He's not. Keyshawn Davis is not a dangerous fight for Devin Haney, but that's what they're trying to build him up to be. The Lieutenant Lawrence says Devin Haney for sure. He literally called him a Hall of Famer, but not a great fighter, but did great fight. Yeah, it's crazy. Max Kellerman is full of shit. Max Kellerman has a history of just hating on certain black fighters and just glazing others because, you know, a cat like Keyshawn Davis, you know, who stood by Ryan Garcia, who was a racist drug cheat, didn't care and embraced this motherfucker. This is the type of cat Max Kellerman will uplift. So I have no respect for Max Kellerman, silly ass. But you know, this interview shows why boxing is in the dumps. You understand? In my opinion, this is why.
Hey, y'all. What's up, fellas?
What's up, champ? How you doing, man?
Businessman. So you're coming off, let's call it a tumultuous year in your career, and you're now moving up to 140 pounds to take on Jermaine Ortiz, a guy who's hard to look good against. We just saw Junto Nakatani move up and have a very hard time in his debut in the new weight class. What do you hope to accomplish against Ortiz?
Really just go back in there being myself. I've been out of the ring for some time now, so I just want to go back, just want to go in there and have some fun, really.
Okay.
Go in there and have some fun. Okay. What does that mean? Now, Jermaine Ortiz ain't no slouch. You understand? Pure boxer, looks good, Cuban school. You know, he made Teofimo Lopez look bad. A lot of people thought that he lost that Teo lost to him. And so, you know, listen, we don't know if Keyshawn Davis is going to get past Jermaine Ortiz. We don't know that, right? Because I haven't seen anything to give me the confidence that Keyshawn can get past him. Yes, thank you. Please, like Clarence McClain said, smash the like button, y'all. Abdullah. I think Abdullah Abdullah has a much better skill set than Keyshawn Davis, bar none. Right? And it's interesting how he called out Abdullah Mason on stage, knowing that he was not going to stay at 135, but he called him, oh, you make that fight next. Oh, you supposed to make that fight. Don't talk to your people. It's up to you. But you knew your ass was going up to 140. Yeah, I think you ran from Abdullah. I think you knew he was going to become a champion, and everybody was going to be looking at you to unify. And why did, as speaking of active squad members, why did Abdullah Mason's coming up, showing that he's actually a prodigy at 135, and that he's essentially running through the 135 division at an accelerated pace and is putting the work in. And then all of a sudden, Shakur, he's not so small no more. He can go up to 140. This is a guy last year was saying that he's small. Well, I'm a small fighter. I can stay at 135 for the rest of my career. Oh, for sure. I'm going to get the Sensei Stormy B man up in here. Let me go ahead and drop that link again. Invite guest. Yes, sir. I would love to see. Let's do this, Stormy. Salute to the Real Shelton. Salute to the brothers, Real Shelton. Hilarious. Hey, y'all go check out his channel too. Very funny content. Let me know if the link is there, Brother Stormy. You can come on up. So, yes, I would love to hear what the wise Stormy B man would have to say about Keyshawn Davis and how they're trying to build him up. And they're going to try to force, I don't know what the deal is, trying to force this fight. Hold on, I'm going to add him to the stage. Salute to the Sensei Stormy. What's going on, man?
Hey, salute, brother. Good morning to you, and peace and blessings to you and the chat.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm glad to have you up here. I'm glad you, huh?
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
I'm glad to have you up here, man. I feel great about this. You know what I'm saying? Such a great boxing mind is up here to help spread the knowledge and bring some sense to this, because I can't make it make sense.
It's very difficult to bring sense to the nonsensible, brother. It is you know that better than I do, especially with your platform and what you deal with on a daily basis, talking about our worldly affairs. And this is just sports and entertainment, right? Which there's not much sport and it's not entertaining. So think about that oxymoron there. So it's like, it is what it is.
It's contradictory, man. It really is.
It truly is. But the irony of all of this simply is I literally had just got through watching that. I was sitting there having my breakfast and it went off and I was scrolling to see what else I could watch, and you had just gone live. So it's like, I mean, it's that fresh with me.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I couldn't wait to get on this.
Yeah, because I mean, I had saw clips of it before.
Me too.
Because it didn't, come up just this morning, but it was on my link, so I watched it. And I guess they had chopped it into a segment where they were just talking about Keyshawn, talking to him. But first of all, can we take a step back from Keyshawn and look at the format of what Ring is doing with Max Kellerman and the people that they've surrounded him with?
Man.
That dude, LaShawn McCoy, get him the hell out of here.
Which one is that? I don't even know which one.
That's the black guy. The former football player that's sitting there glazing. That's him.
What the hell? That's like, well, why not get Gilbert Arenas in here next?
Listen, why not get a real boxing man in there? And I'm not talking about someone who is just going to play sidekick to Max Kellerman. Now, there have been some other people on there too. Recently, they have ingratiated Malik Scott. Now, for those who know me in close quarters, I've said my piece about him a while back. And that was when he was first brought in as Deontay Wilder's new coach.
Right.
No.
No.
That's a subject for a different day.
Right.
But getting back to this, these guys, as you said, were glazing. How about this? They spoke of Keyshawn's hiatus. What is the definition of hiatus?
Hiatus is when you take a break that is a deliberate break to kind of refresh yourself so that certain things can happen behind the scenes for when you return. That's like if you hiatus from a show or something like that.
This guy blew a card where he was featured as the main event with a promotional company that was putting everything behind him.
Yes.
And even allowed him to bring his siblings to be a part of it, even though that they don't belong. And he blew it.
He blew it for sure.
But not only did he blow it for himself, what happened the night of the event after everything was done, you know, with him going into the gentleman's locker room and everything?
Yep.
This was no hiatus, brother.
No.
It was a suspension.
It was a suspension, exactly. A suspension from Top Rank, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
they sit your ass down somewhere.
So tell me, why is Kellerman, who's on Ring Magazine platform, being disingenuous to the listening audience?
Because they don't want to hold Keyshawn accountable.
Listen, don't speak for them.
Okay.
My question isn't to you.
Okay.
My question is to them and Ring Magazine. Do you understand what I'm saying? When we get to talking about representation, if someone's going to represent you, the moment that they get out of there and they begin to spew falsehoods, it should be stopped.
I agree.
Stopped. Because what we're talking about is the projection the world over. This is the internet.
Yep.
Which is why I don't play about how I represent here. You see what I'm saying?
I do. Yes.
Those men, within the first couple of minutes of speaking to this guy, were so disingenuous. Did you notice that Max even went on to say that he pairs him with Moses Atuma outside of the heavyweight division?
That's what's crazy.
A potential superstar, when he did everything that is counterproductive to putting himself in consideration for that.
Facts.
And the young man who was on the card that he called himself sonning at the press conferences leading up to the event ended up becoming the young, fresh, new superstar, Abdullah Mason.
Abdullah Mason, absolutely.
How does the ring skip over that? Do you understand? See, listen, do you see why I wanted to come up here? Because it's like, dude, you cannot fool me. You cannot fool me with this foolishness. And this is why platforms like yours, platforms like mine, the rest of us who talk boxing out here, we need to say the things that need to be said. Max Kellerman, Ring Magazine, and its representatives need to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't understand what Ring is doing, because it's Turkey's thing now, right? What is Turkey doing?
Well, see, this is the problem here. There are people who have voices that are not speaking. And if someone can't represent properly, we have to light the fire under them. Do you see the mess that Nicki Minaj is dealing with right now?
Oh, this wild work. Oh, yeah.
That's not a good seat to be in, is it?
Hell no. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, do you see the power of people?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I want to be able to watch Ring, but I want them to take the rope and put it around Kellerman's neck and yank his ass out of that seat and get him the hell out of this sport.
Get him the hell out. That's why I asked. I said, why is he
He's
here?
too contradictory. He's too biased. He's
Way
too
too
prejudiced to be genuine to the people about a sport that is loved the world over.
Yeah.
Don't be misled by the fact that they say, you know, certain people will say this because that's so that they can thrive. Oh, boxing is dying. The sport is on its last legs. Oh, another black guy for boxing has been around for over 200 years.
Yep. Facts.
And it'll still be around.
Yep.
Do you know why? Because you know what the oldest profession is?
Prostitution.
Therein lies the connection, brother.
Yeah.
Did I lie to you?
No, you did not. No.
Do you see the difference now? I can come on here and say exactly what needs to be said, but Max Kellerman, because he has studied a thesaurus and comes at you with certain words and terms and everything and can sound like he's saying something. But I could go back and pull up that video where he was trying to assimilate black culture and be a black rapper.
That's crazy. That he's selling himself.
Thank you.
That's what prostitution is at the end of the day. You're selling yourself.
There's no mistake of how I put that together for you.
At all whatsoever.
You see, and this is where people need to wake the hell up.
Yeah.
One of the things I tell people all the time is watch boxing. Watch it. Don't just watch the people you know or the people you heard of. Watch the sport because the sport is so enriching. What happens in a boxing match is so fundamentally similar to what happens in our everyday walk of life. This is why my show, The Tuesday Tussle, exists. Based on those principles alone. And guess what? I've never had to repeat an episode. And my channel, its birthday was yesterday, 7 years.
And happy birthday to your channel, brother.
Thank you. And but my Tuesday Tussle show is probably about, I want to say about 5 years old.
Okay.
So think about that. And all the time I've been doing the episodes, I've never had to do a repeat. I've done a part 2 or a follow up. Right. But the subject, boxing and life and boxing, the marriage of the two. And it's a breakdown of that on a consistent basis.
Yep.
I've invited other coaches, fighters to appear on the show with me, but I'm not a clout chaser. So it's not something I want all the time because I'm not advertising people. I'm advertising principle.
The principle of the sport. Yep.
You see a difference. A difference, bro.
Huge difference. And
so all of this with this interview right here, it makes me sick to my stomach.
It's ingratiating.
Because he's one of the last people you would want representing this sport. The young man probably needs to get some professional help.
I would agree.
There are elements of his personal life and personality that are showing that under pressure, he may not be the one that you want out there.
And that's what I believe. I believe that wholeheartedly because he's just not there yet. He's underdeveloped in many different ways. He has arrested development. That's that term, arrested development, and salute to Coach B. Hudson in the building, salute to the comrade. He has arrested development that he has no self-awareness of. He's not self-aware, and he has arrested development. So he will never be on Devin's level. He won't even be on Jermaine Ortiz's level, in my opinion.
This is the funny thing about that. Jermaine Ortiz is a battle-tested professional fighter, and he's ambitious. He wants to get to the championship level.
Yep.
The people who he's been in there and lost against have given him experience that is invaluable.
Absolutely.
So he should not be taken lightly at all.
At all. That's what I'm saying.
Taken lightly at all.
At all.
And see,
at all.
This young man, coming off of the circumstances that he found himself later in the portion of the year, over at Top Rank, he hasn't even been put in a position to say that, okay, I can come back and play, play ball correctly.
I mean,
he could F off this promotion in a heartbeat just because of what his track record is.
Don't think he won't. But the good thing is he's not headlining it. Right? So if he screws this up he'll be screwing it up for himself. And best believe they got somebody to replace him for Jermaine Ortiz.
And let me say this too.
Mm-hmm.
People were asking, about him fighting Shitty Cuz. And he doesn't really give you what his grand plan and scheme of things is.
No.
But he ran away from Andy Cruz.
Absolutely.
Ran away.
Yep.
When you want to talk about ducking and hiding,
dude,
that's the ultimate. Because as a professional, he should have wanted to say, hey, that was then, this is now.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it cracking.
And remember, there was opportunity there.
Yeah.
And he said no. And
he called him his son.
No.
Andy Cruz called him his son. How many times?
Yes.
Disrespected this man.
And you think he's going to actually move up to 147?
Absolutely.
And we know that he's talking about DEVIN HANEY, alluding to, but you think he's actually going to go up there?
No.
And deal with that man?
No.
A man who has been a man since his teens when he turned pro.
Facts. It's just it's different levels. He's not there. And that's why I said he knows he's not ready. He knows he's not ready for DEVIN. So that's why in this interview, whatever you said his name, the guy, the football player, trying to get him to call out DEVIN.
Yeah, McCoy. Yeah,
McCoy. He refuses. He's not trying to mention DEVIN's name anymore because he tried that on Twitter. And guess what? Then he tells us he's fighting Jermaine Ortiz a day later, and that's been on the cards. No one should take this dude seriously. And this is the problem we have with the sport. He demonstrated that he should not be taken seriously at this point in time, but yet he's on this show being called the next superstar next to Atama. What are we talking about? What? We're talking about why are we even comparing him to Atama? Atama is going out there banging things. Atama's out there demonstrating that, okay, he's got something going. He's got fast hands. He's got great footwork, power, great boxing ability. At heavyweight, moves like a goddamn middleweight. I mean, he's up there. He listen, but to put Keyshawn in that same category, when, in my opinion, boxing wise, outside of everything that he does outside of the ring, he's not that great. I don't think he's that skilled at all. If you look at his last fight against Baranchik, that was anybody at any skill level above Keyshawn would have put Baranchik out in the first and second round. Right? So if you put Abdullah Mason in there with Baranchik that same night, I'm thinking maybe a first or second round knockout. Sorry. But Keyshawn is in there. It's not like he was carrying him. He just didn't have the ability. Right? Now he put him down in the sixth round, but that's a whole nother ball of wax right there. Just on the skill set.
Let's just see him when he goes in against another confident fighter.
Yes.
Who is there to win and who is there to offer resistance and apply pressure and to whoop his ass. No, seriously.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to be defined. Because the way Top Rank moves, and let's just say it, they are the best at grooming young fighters and getting them undefeated and putting them through a certain place where they can even be considered marketable. They've been in the business for over 60 years doing this.
Yep.
That's their MO.
Yeah.
But with each and every fighter, there comes a wall that they hit with Top Rank. Now, business-wise, that wall is different for each individual fighter. Absolutely. For some of them, it becomes a thing where it's time for them to take the next step, and Top Rank is not necessarily willing to invest the funds to continue the process and everything, and it will require some type of a breakup.
Yeah.
For some others, there's a definition of you're not what we were hoping you were going to be.
Yep.
And so we're going to release you into the graces of whatever can come. Yep. That's Edgar Berlanga.
Yeah. Okay. Brian Norman Jr.
Then for others yet and still, they can hold you in their graces, but you will never necessarily have that true breakout, but you can still have a place in the sport.
Yeah.
And that's where you've seen Teofimo.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you see what I'm saying here?
I do.
There's a business model that is represented by them.
Absolutely.
And it's the fighters know it, as well as the controllers and overseers know it.
Yeah.
The common casual has no idea.
No clue.
You know why? Because no one comes on a platform like I just did and tell it to you as succinctly as I just did with all transparency.
Yeah.
You got people like Max Kellerman and some of those other people who work for, various promotional companies and some of these shilling platforms out here who won't say that part.
They won't.
They won't say that part. But it's the truth. It is the
truth. And that's what we need more of in the sport. And that's why platforms like yours needs to be elevated so that people have that opposite presentation of what's really going on in the sport. When you got guys like Max Kellerman are so close to the sport, so close to all the movers and shakers. So that's why they cling to those individuals. That's why they cling to a what's Buckeye's name? The taco hat, Showbiz, the man child. I mean, these are the individuals that get elevated, and that's why it's important for platforms like yours, platforms like Drew Titans, the LDBC in general. That's why it's important for these platforms to exist to counter that. And I think there's some degree of that working. I think, and that's why they put cats like Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman is he's the nuclear football for platforms that speak the truth, right? Because even if you got guys like Cigar Talk kind of teeters. He's a fence sitter, milquetoast, right? He won't really challenge fighters like will challenge fighters like you would challenge. If Keyshawn was on your platform, do you think he'd be happy when he left?
No, absolutely not. In fact, he might not be able to get through first question.
I don't think so. But he can go to Najee, somebody like that, and they'll sit down and Najee will kind of make him feel comfortable, but not really challenge him, right? he might bring things up like he didn't challenge Ryan Garcia. So this is what we're up against. And this is why I do what I do, small as my channel is in the sport. Because I'm not really a boxing channel, right?
Right.
I enjoy boxing. I enjoy your content. I enjoy watching other content creators. And then you got all this nonsense and fluff out there that's kind of it's just casting the shadow over the entire sport. And so that's why I do content like this. When I go at these creators that put this BS out there, this is why I do what I do. And that's why I'm glad you're up here, because it's not just me. It's not just, and that's what we need in this sport. But it's so hard.
And see, when I do what I do, I always tell people to go and research for yourself.
Yes.
To go look into what I've shared, what I've put you on track toward, or whatever. Because once you do that, you get an opportunity to say, oh, wow. And then you formulate your own thoughts.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be a so-called influencer. If anything is to influence you to elevate, that's at the essence and core. That's what my influential motivation is.
The same thing with me. Like, fact check. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Don't trust me. Don't trust anybody. Go look it up for yourself. That's why with certain fighters, I'll show the fights. I'll get demonetized showing you why Brian Norman Jr. never had a chance against Devin. Why Keyshawn may not have a chance against Jermaine Ortiz. Because you'll listen to this guy and you'll just take his word for it.
Mm-hmm.
But guys like us, they give us the hardest time, right? Well, I'm showing you right now. I'm showing you. Go look at it for yourself. Don't just listen to me. I'm showing you step by step why he might not be on that level. But then they'll go listen to this guy. More people listening to him, and they're like, oh, yeah, Keyshawn is next. Okay, we'll see, right? When he goes up against real competition, and when he gets stomped out, he just goes to the wayside, and that's it.
See, there's something to be said about the sport of boxing of today.
Mm-hmm.
When you have guys, now everybody proclaims their position. Oh, I feel I'm the best. I feel I'm the best boxer in boxing. I feel like I deserve my title shot. I feel like, I deserve my shot at undisputed. I feel. Well, with all these feelings out there, how many of these guys, and you can count them on one hand practically through the divisions of boxing, how many of them are looking to run toward the face of challenge? Not a lot.
Not a
lot. In fact, you discover the truth about the situation when you see those who offer up excuses why it shouldn't happen, why they're not interested, why that there's no money in it, why that, who have they fought? And, all of these things. And it's really a checklist of the same ish that comes from all of them that aren't willing to risk anything.
No.
What you don't realize is the risk is the sport itself. You offer to get punched in the face for a living.
Yes.
You might as well optimize your net value and income by stepping in there if you've honed your skills and built yourself to a place to be considered to go out and do the best you can do. Tank Davis, for what he was going to offer or be offered initially with that situation with Jake Paul, do you know that's probably what he would have got fighting Devin?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like
he wouldn't
probably what he would have gotten fighting Devin. Yeah. But guess what? Devin is for real. Oh, Devin's going to go out there and put both feet, elbows, and everything in his rear end.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're going to have to show the people who you are. And some of these guys aren't willing to do that.
Nope.
Did you ever see the video of Tank dancing in his underwear in the front of a mirror and a camera?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay.
I saw that.
This has nothing to do with anything else I've just said, but I'm bringing that up for a reason. That got released to the internet.
Yeah.
And though he was entertaining someone with that, and I do believe that he was entertaining a particular person in the sport of boxing. But where was his shame
when he was
doing that?
None. At all. Shameless.
And that's actually a thought and everything I can't get out of my head. When I say, because I brought it up, and I'm like, okay, some people can remember him knocking out Leo Santa Cruz right there in the corner in front of his dad. Some people can remember him with his fight with Ryan because of the money and revenue that it generated, surprisingly, because they didn't know going into that fight that fight was going to produce that type of money. But it did for a specific reason. Now, if you could do those things, why can't you get your behind in the gym, train hard for this guy who is a real threat to not just defeating you, but kind of like putting to rest everything that you represent in the sport?
See, that's why.
Yeah.
It'll put it to rest, right? Devin will show. And that's what Tank fans are afraid of.
Yeah.
That's what they fear. They fear that all these years, all this buildup for Tank, for Tonka Truck, as I call him, only for Devin, who they've been calling pillow-fisted, chinny, all these things, for Devin to pitch a shutout, which I think would probably happen, right? Only for Devin to do that, and for them, that it fizzles out. There's no more
Brian Norman Jr. if he's pillow-fisted.
Oh,
I'm saying, ask Brian Norman Jr. if Devin is pillow-fisted.
Hell, ask Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, ask Ryan Garcia if he's chinny, because even with banned substances coursing all through your veins, you couldn't put him away. He kept coming. Huh?
Ask Cambosis if he's pillow-fisted.
Check it out. When Tyson Fury got up from knockdowns against Deontay Wilder, who's the most fierce puncher in the heavyweight division, right? When he got up, they were like, oh my God, what a chin on Fury. Oh, Fury is such a warrior and this and that. Where was that type of sentiment for Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia? Especially finding out in the aftermath that the guy was juiced.
Crazy work.
There was nothing there said about he's a warrior. He keeps coming. He's getting up. He's fighting. And to look at the fight overall, without the knockdowns, he wins.
Yeah. I mean,
because it was the knockdowns that gave people the sense of Ryan being victorious. Just like it gave them the false pretense of Lamont Roach losing to Pitbull.
Right.
Because he got that so-called knockdown.
That so-called,
where he was knocked off balance. He held himself up with his glove on the canvas, whatever.
Yeah.
But Pitbull knocked him down. He won.
Yeah.
It's like knockdowns don't connotate a win.
No, they don't. It connotates, okay, you won that round. You won that round
And where the hell did with Devin and his fight with Ryan, they were saying he took a beating. What beating?
It wasn't a beating. It wasn't a beating. There was no beating.
Dude, you get knocked down 3 times. That's not a beating.
No. A beating.
Where was he taking such punishment in the fight, in the rounds that he didn't get knocked down in? I just said a moment ago, without the knockdowns, he wins the fight easily. So it was the knockdowns that turned the sentiment of judges and influenced the fans to feel like, oh, Ryan was winning. I saw, what was it? Klitschko and what was the gentleman's name? The Nigerian Nightmare. I can't think of his name right now, but the Nigerian fighter that Klitschko fought, he knocked Klitschko down like 4 or 5 times, and they still gave Klitschko the decision. Wow. How is that mathematically possible?
It's not. It's crazy. What was his name?
Can somebody help us out with that?
Yeah, I
can pull up BoxRec real quick, but
I don't remember names that well.
You know, it's really Vladimir Klitschko, right? Yeah,
Vladimir Klitschko.
Check this out. I'm pulling Klitschko up now. Sam Peter. No. Yeah, that's it. Sam Peter. Sam Peter in a 12-round fight back in 2010. He knocked Klitschko down at least 4 times, bro.
Yeah, that was Sam Peter. Mm-hmm.
And he lost the doggone decision.
5 times. Crazy work. But, you know, he has the complexion for the protection. And for some reason, Devin, I don't know what it is about Devin that boxing just hates so much. It's something about him. It's something about Bill. I think it's that independent streak. I think it's the fact that they want to blaze their own path without an Eddie Hearn, without a Bob Arum, without even an Al Heyman, without a Floyd Mayweather. I'm going to do my own thing. I don't need y'all because my son is such a talented fighter. That's what we're going to build our career on, his talent and his merit, and actually going out there and facing the challenges.
But see, it's not even just simply without, because you still have to make deals and have interactions with the other entities. But
yes,
the whole point of it is when you mention independence, it's a great term to apply toward them because they negotiate under the terms of not being bound and restricted.
Right.
Meaning that I can, if I need to cross the so-called proverbial street, I can do that.
Yep.
To get to what I'm trying to accomplish.
It's a partnership. Right. Equal footing. We're equals.
And see what that does is, but it's, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not really helping because the ignorance of Jim Crow and slave trade is so matriculated so deep into certain people that it doesn't matter. Remember, being able to save slaves as opposed to ones who want to remain on the plantation.
Yeah.
Think about that for a moment.
Yep.
Think about that. You don't want your freedom, but you want to stay in captivity.
Oh, yeah. You remember that's like that scene in Django where what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Yeah.
Saw Django on that horse. What that nigga doing up there? That's what it's like. The Devin is on that horse looking at the Keyshawns and the Shakurs and the tanks like, And
it's literally a bounty hunter. Yeah. How can he be a bounty hunter?
Yes.
He's supposed to be out there in that field picking cotton.
And Devin out there collecting bounties. That's what he's doing. Devin is Django. Devo, Django, Devin. And they big man. They like, man, what this nigga doing on that horse?
And the J is silent.
The J is silent. Debo, Django, Devin. That's what they mad about. And so Keyshawn, he's in the back of that wagon. He's in the back of that wagon watching Devin kill those slave masters and trying to free his ass. But he's gonna stay in that cage. Yeah. And that's what Devin is showing the blue. What did Terrence Crawford say that Shakur should do when he left Top Rank? He said he needs to get on Devin's program. That's what he said. Because that's what Terrence did. Terrence Crawford ended his career as a promotional free agent, a network promote, didn't he?
Yeah. And no greater freedom than what he was able to do and
walk
away from the sport and tell y'all, I'm done, and wipe his hands and his feet and keep it moving. I love that so much, man. If I ever met the young man in person, I love to shake his hand on that, because there's so much respect in that. Walking to your own beat, man. And but see, so many out here, especially like the likes of that dude McCoy sitting next to Max Kellerman in that studio of the ring, is out here. Did you notice in this interview with this kid Davis how every time he mentioned like being blessed or something like this, he was like, yep, that's it, brother. That's it right there. It's like, if you don't shut up, you know, it's like, dude, he sounds just like a slave.
Just like that.
He sounds just like a slave.
Man. Crazy. Let's play a little bit, because we these people need to see what's really going on, because I know you peeped it, just like I peeped it. How they're trying to, why him, right? Well, because they know. Why not Shakur? Why not Shakur? Because Shakur beat, how many times has he beat this guy's ass in sparring? How many times has he beaten Africa in sparring? Why Keyshawn? Shakur is more skilled, has a better resume. Africa Hitchens is more skilled, right? But Keyshawn has what, 14 fights, stayed in the amateurs longer just to get a silver medal and get his ass whooped by Andy Cruz. But for some reason, he's older. He's older than Shakur. He's a little bit older than Devin. He's older than Africa. But where is he at? Look what this guy is at.
Well, psychologically, he's behind all of them.
Yes.
In fact,
why not build up Shakur? Why? Because Shakur, he's now looking like he's trying to go down Devin's path and not get locked in by a promotional company. Africa, who's he with? Is he with Top Rank still? Is he with Top Rank?
Yeah. He's still in the house, in the outhouse.
Well, yes, but why not Africa? Is he a little bit too much tent? That's my question.
Absolutely. His paint job is horrible.
Yeah. So his paint job is too. But this guy, look at him. You know, he can be light skinned a little in certain lights. You know what I'm saying? And he's out there acting a buffoon. And why? This is what they want us to see. So even though he's not as skilled as his contemporaries, even though he doesn't have the resume or even the experience in professional boxing, this is who they're choosing to uplift at this point in time and call him the next great superstar.
And also the ignorance.
Yes.
That he reflects. See, that kind of thing, they want to promote the hell out of that in your community. Yeah. They want that to be that is the prototype. Huh?
Yep.
Not somebody who's come from a situation where dad was present. Dad was a heavy influence.
Yes.
Dad uplifted you and taught you how to be a man, how to be independent, how to represent, speak well, to be able to let the water run off your back when society is throwing these bullets at you.
Yep.
That you be bulletproof as Luke Cage. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah. They don't want that.
No, he said he don't want no daddy. I don't need no daddy. What the hell?
Because Massa's the daddy.
Yes.
Yeah. Massa has supplanted the real daddy long time ago. The real daddy was just a donator.
Huh? Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. But
you know what this kid is? He's the one going to the mailbox looking for that government check, bro.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Yeah. Wow. Instead of getting up, going out there with a broom and a shovel and everything, and going door to door saying, hey, you need your leaves raked, you need your snow plowed, you need to being industrious. Do you understand?
Yep.
Huh?
That's it. Yep.
Because people see you doing that, they be like, oh, that kid is out there. Hey, young man, come here. You want to work? Okay, you can do this for me. And if you do this and do this, I'll even throw a little more in there for you. Next thing you know, you done started you a business.
Yeah. Yep.
Businessman.
I did that when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was mowing lawns, all that good stuff. Now, it wasn't no leaves because it was California.
Yeah.
Right. I was mowing some lawns. I was washing cars, mowing lawn. I wanted to go to France when I was in high school. I had to earn $1,500. I had to mow lawns, wash cars. You know what I'm saying? Some people helped out, but I earned all that money. And yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's not what these kids have these days. They don't have that mentality. So it's unfortunate, you know? So yeah, it's crazy. But this is what, so when we go into this interview, well, they're not encouraging that. They're telling this guy he's a superstar. He hasn't done the work. You know, so
he was before he pulled that mess last year in that promotion in his hometown, he was on the cusp of being made into a star. He was on the cusp of that. You know, he was like approaching the door. They were saying to him, hey, down the corridor, that door there, once you open that door and walk through there, stardom is going to follow. And he was like, okay. And he walking down the corridor, then he saw a little closet on the side and he went in there and got sidetracked.
Well, let me tell you, I think that he was afraid of that. I think he's torpedoed that fight, that card, because he was afraid that he could not live up to that. That's what I believe. I believe that
that's a tremendous observation. You know why?
Why?
Because when someone doesn't want to do something or go through, one of the easiest ways to get out of it is to foul, to do something that runs afoul. So now you never have to meet what's important. I'm going to tell you a little quick story about that. Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson 2.
Yes.
In that fight, Holyfield tells the story of he knew that from the first fight, Mike Tyson was frustrated from everything. So when the opening round of the rematch, he said that Tyson came out and was trying to box him a little bit. He didn't come out with his real rambunctious style of trying to go aggressively and land big blows. He said, I noticed he was trying to box. He said, that's when I knew I really had him, because that's not his style.
Nope, not even
now. As the fight went on, I had a group of guys from my gym. We were watching the pay-per-view in my home. I'm telling the guys, I said, Tyson is coming apart mentally in this fight. And they were like, what are you talking about? I said, I can see how Evander is like pushing him into the ropes and kind of bullying him around and stuff, doing stuff to him that I've never seen him allow anybody else do to him.
Facts.
And they were like, they couldn't see it, right?
Right.
Round 3 comes, he bites Holyfield's ear. Now, Mills Lane, one of the best referees in the history of boxing. Mills Lane stopped the action, told Tyson, you bit his ear. One more time and you're done. as they resumed fighting, Holyfield got the blood coming and everything. He said in the aftermath, he said, I wanted to kick him when he did that.
Yeah, he did.
But he didn't. But anyway, they resumed, and as just before the bell rings to end the third round, Tyson bites him on the other ear. There were 2 bites. Many people forget that.
Many people don't know that.
They go back to the corner. The bell rings. They go back to the corner. Holyfield tells Don Turner and what was his name? Don Turner and Tommy Brooks, his trainers. He bit my other ear. He bit both ears. The Holyfield with his country talking self. He bit both my ears.
Oh,
so
man.
Over in Tyson's corner, they, talking to him and everything. Mills Lane was called over to Holyfield's corner. And he said, he bit both my ears. So Mills goes over to Tyson's corner and he says, that's it. You're done. And they thought, Tyson's people said, you won, Mike, you won. They thought he said, you won. That's it. Like Holyfield quit,
Right.
But he said, no, you're done. That's it. You're through. Then the melee started.
Yes.
Many people do not remember or take into account that Mills, after the first bite, told Mike Tyson, once more and you're done. He says that. Go back and watch the fight.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Tyson bit the man twice. One on the first ear, the first bite, took a piece of his ear out, and then he bit him on the second ear.
Why did he let him fight continue after you bit the man?
Well, he deducted 2 points. It was a 2-point deducted foul.
Okay.
2 points. That's serious.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's quite a bit.
So, and this is just the third round. You understand? And Holyfield had won the first 2.
Yep. Damn.
So, and I'm glad you said that, because what we're looking at now is Tyson got to knock him out to win.
Yeah. Yep.
He quit.
He quit. Yeah.
He quit by fouling. He quit by fouling.
Yeah.
Now, in other words, he didn't want to take the ass whooping that he took in the first fight.
No.
It was a clear, conscious decision that he made, that I would rather bite this guy in DQ. That way he can't say he knocked me out again.
Facts.
So to bring it back home to what you said about this guy, you see what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
Now check this out, Freedom's March and chat. I tell you all the time, watch boxing. Why? Because I was just able to take you through a historical moment in the sport of boxing where you saw a professional fighter at the top level of the sport. Tyson was a former undisputed heavyweight champion.
Yep.
He quit.
He quit
because he didn't want to do what was difficult, which was to try to win by making adjustments and finding something that could work for him to defeat this man who had won against him one time already. So again, when you watch the sport, you can learn things. This is why I can make the assessments about this guy, because I've been around long enough to see these things happen.
Yes. History repeating itself. Yes. In a different way. Yeah.
But it's
this
also
guy did the same thing.
A rule of thumb that characteristics of man come to. Listen, I did a Tuesday tussle on that, where I talked about the dimensions of a fighter. 5 dimensions it's based on. This is like something ethereal. It's more than just a physical thing.
Right.
How many senses do you have?
Well, you got 5
right
in the physical world. 5 in the,
yes. So if you got 5 senses, how many extremities do you have?
You got 6.
Counting.
You got 5. You got 5. You got 5.
Yeah. How many fingers and toes?
10 each.
No.
All together?
On one.
Oh, 5. Yeah, 5.
On one.
Yeah.
In totality is 10. Yeah, but on
I see what you're getting at.
So the balance in the universe.
Yep.
A star usually has 5 points.
Yes.
Typically.
Yep.
When you look at it on how we have been engineered, there is something profound about that. So the Da Vinci Code of this that I cracked, and I said that, you know what? People basically fall into 5 different personality traits. Yes. Now, you could be a combination of one or more, but 5.
Okay.
Why? The reason being is because there is a byline that you can follow. In order to adjust or adapt, you can combine things, which is why in order to be a complete fighter, you need to be able to master your mind, and your body, your spirit, your desire, and you'll overcome your fears. You understand?
Yeah. That's exactly what you need.
So when you are able to do that, you can become that complete fighter. If you are severely weak in multiple areas of that, you could never be a 5-dimensional fighter. You'll always be less than that. If you become profoundly strong in one area, you will never be more than a 1 to 2-dimensional fighter.
Wow.
And most will find themselves in between or between 1 and 2.
That's true.
The rarity is the 5-dimensional.
5-dimensional fighter. Absolutely. When you put it like that, that is exactly what you need to be a complete fighter. Absolutely.
So again, these are the things that. So when you look at Devin is a 5-dimensional fighter.
He is. Yes.
When you look at guys like Alexander Usyk, he's a 5-dimensional fighter.
Terrence Crawford
was a 5-dimensional fighter.
Yep.
Now, some of their contemporaries and opponents have been maybe 4 or less.
Yep.
But
Errol may have been 4.
None of them have faced 5 against 5. None of them. And that's
Devin. Well, what do you think about Lomachenko?
Huh?
Devin Lomachenko.
I don't consider Lomachenko a 5-dimensional. No, he could be a maxed out at 4.
4. Yeah.
But the reason that he could never be 5 is he was not willing to challenge himself. Guys who are 5-dimensional, they will challenge themselves.
Yeah.
They will take a step into an arena of where they say the buck stops here. You can't do that. You can't win. You can't.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did Bud not do that?
No, Bud did it for sure.
Did Usyk not do that?
Oh, yeah.
Did Devin not do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it comes. Listen, I'm only shedding light on things that people don't really think about.
That's true. People don't really think about that.
Really there. It's right before you, which is why I said it's called a sweet science for a reason. But guess what? Science requires work and application.
Yep. It requires research and it requires testing, right? Testing over and over again. Most people are lazy.
They
Absolutely.
don't want to apply themselves. They want it to be convenient. They want it to be able to put it in that counter and press the button and let it come out like a microwave. Ding, the bell rings, there's your answer. No, life doesn't work that way.
Not even a little.
How many times have you been dealt with something in real life and had to figure it out?
Multiple times. That's how life works.
Even when you think you figure, you might still be wrong or off course or make a mistake or whatever. But that's a part of life.
Yep.
And just because you made a mistake or you were incorrect that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means that this was your experience, but you can still get better.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can gain from that.
And that's unfortunate because most of these fighters that have that potential, they don't want to take that. They don't want to challenge themselves. They don't want to do that. They just want to get by on the eye test. The eye test fails in the face of challenge, right? It fails or succeeds. They're afraid of failing in the face of challenge and not being looked at as they want to be looked at or as they're used to being looked at. But fighters that want to challenge, fighters like Devin, they'll take that risk. They'll say, you know what? I might lose. I might face in challenge. I might challenge myself with this fight and lose, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. That's, you know what I'm saying?
And check this out with Devin. After the Ryan situation in the ring, immediately after the decision was made, he said, Allah is the master planner.
Yes. He makes
now,
no mistakes.
Fast forward to where we are presently. There are a lot of people who have been against him and fighters going away from him, don't want to fight him and things of that nature. All of this is making the resolve of the young man even stronger.
Facts.
And I'm going to point out how and why. When he said that Allah is the master planner, he doesn't make any mistakes. He took the young man through a great deal.
He did.
A lot of guys, such as this young man you got on the screen right here, would not have been able to deal with what he dealt with.
No.
And come out as strong as he has, meaning his resolve is even conditioned to be stronger. His foundation is stronger as a result. And no one is going to be able to cheat him like they did that time going forward.
Not even a little bit.
And now, if you fight him, you got to go through that testing, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the number one reason why a lot of these guys don't want to fight him today.
Facts.
Okay. Now, I just shined another light on things for you because guys are like, well, who is he? Yeah, Devin ain't nothing. He ain't nobody. Well, fight him then. He's pillow fisted. He's chinny. Yeah. Fight him. But see, you know, you got to get in that 24/7, 365, baby.
Big facts. Oh, they don't want to
do
that.
And if you don't want to do that, there's no fight. See, before when he was chasing glory, he was like, let's do it. Let's sign a contract. But he forgot about something that he learned a valuable lesson.
Yes, he did. Yep.
But that out of that setback came a leap forward. You ain't going to be able to get him that way anymore.
Nope. You got to come in clean. You got to come in on an equal
there
plane.
You go. And so now when all of these guys go away from him and everything, you know what the first thing you should be thinking? No, they're not scared of him. Maybe they're dirty.
Maybe they're dirty. Great point. Great point. Maybe they're dirty. And when they come off, because they're going to have to come off. Let's say you're not clean, you're on a cycle or you're microdosing. Well, you know, when you fight Devin, as soon as you sign that dotted line, guess what? You're going to have to come off.
Do you see how Allah is the master planner?
Yep.
Because this is another way to look at who's clean and who's not in the sport of boxing.
Great point. Great
I
point.
keep telling guys, watch boxing. The things that you need to know are right before you. Stop listening to these foolish content creators that be out here glazing and blowing smoke up of people's behind and also shilling for agendas.
Yes.
Leave that stuff alone. Because guess what? A decade from now, guys that you see in the ring today, they won't even be there. There'll be a new crop.
Yep. But
the principles remain. The principles remain. Yep. So that's how you draw the ire of the people, by understanding that, and you have a great deal to work with going forward.
Big facts. Absolutely. But most people, they don't think that far ahead. They think in the now. They don't consider, well, Tank is going to go away. Devin's going to go away. He may
already be gone. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Hell, one day Devin is not going to be here, but guess what? Guys like you and me, listen, Devin did a great thing for the sport. He did a great thing for his career, and I enjoy watching him. And I can let him walk away knowing that he did everything he was supposed to do. Right? And listen, let's say he retires like Bud did. They're so desperate for Bud to come back. But guys like me and you, we don't need Bud to come back. Well, come back for what? But now they're trying to shame him. Oh, you didn't do this and you didn't fight that guy. What?
Yeah, because they want to put up the scenarios where they can envision him possibly not walking away unblemished.
Yeah, like no, we
don't
all
need
about. That. But there's no,
and they create narratives, dude. Do you know after the trilogy between Wilder and Fury, the consensus now from those people is that Fury won all 3 fights. The first fight was a draw.
First fight, yes, it was a draw.
It wasn't really even a draw because Wilder knocked him the hell out in the 12th round.
He did. He knocked his ass smooth out.
He was a highlight reel knockout.
It was unconscious. He was unconscious.
Because of how they played that, it is now being taken that you got people actually saying, well, Fury won all 3 fights against Wilder. I'm like, okay, how is that possible? Even when you look at the 3 fights, Fury was down, what, 4 or 5 times in 3 fights on the canvas.
On the canvas, yeah.
So the only thing that's really, really real out of those trilogy match is that Wilder can knock your damn head off.
Yeah. And
it's just a matter of the referee doing the proper thing.
Let's not even talk about the cheating.
Exactly. Because in the 3rd fight, Fury was on the canvas longer than the 10 count in the 3rd fight.
That was crazy to me.
And the first knockdown, the referee, Wilder's going to the neutral corner. And this is another thing. Think about it psychologically. Wilder had 40 fights and 40 knockouts. He had been knocking everybody out, right?
Yeah.
So when he puts people down, he knows to go to the neutral corner. He knows. He doesn't hover over the guy that he knocked down, waiting for him to get up like Jack Dempsey used to do. No, he goes straight to the neutral corner.
Yeah.
In the 3rd fight against Fury, Fury goes down. Wilder heads to the neutral corner. The ref grabs him and says, no, over there. In other words, he's killing more time by sending him to a different neutral corner that's further away from where he was originally going. And then he doesn't pick the count up from the outside counter. He starts on his own count time.
Yep.
But that's why you got a guy outside the ring counting, because when you hit the canvas, 2, 3, 4, that's what they say.
Yep.
This guy, after sending Wilder to a different neutral corner,
started from
it
1,
up like 3, 4. When the other guy's like on 6, 7. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That happened in the first fight too, in the 12th round.
Well, in the first fight,
that happened both times.
Fury was on the canvas, unconscious, with his eyes open.
Yeah.
And Jack Reese gets down on one knee and starts yelling at him, and it wakes him up. But he's looking at the condition of the guy, right?
Yeah.
You could see the man is done. Think about it in terms of how, and I'm not saying it's being in favor of Wilder, because it didn't have to be Wilder. It could have been AJ, it could have been Dubois, or whoever else that would have did this to Fury. But when you look at the guy and you see his conditions, it's the 12th round. It's the most fierce puncher in the division. The guy is unconscious. You wave the fight off.
Wave it off. That's what I'm like. What are we doing?
You wave the fight off.
You trying to wake this guy up?
Now, Fury got up, and the fight resumes.
Yeah.
From a long count, the fight resumes. Fury does a couple of things. Wilder was depleted because at the moment of knocking him down, thinking he knocked him out, you lose, something because you celebrate. Right?
The adrenaline kind of calms down.
So Fury comes back, he lands a couple of shots and everything.
Yeah.
Cleans up the rest of the route. The fight is over.
Yeah.
They give him a draw. Bull crap.
Crazy work.
But this is what I said after that fight. And it's in my post-fight show that I did the year that it happened. What if Fury, in the aftermath, suffers a brain bleed and goes into a coma?
That would have been on the ref. That would have been on, and that happens.
It does.
That happens.
He was knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
Being knocked unconscious, meaning you're separated from your senses, there's a great chance of concussive circumstance. And behind certain concussive circumstance can be brain bleeds.
And that brings me Zab Judah. Didn't his girlfriend, his wife saved his life, right? Made him go to the hospital.
Yeah. But see, this is and I've held this position forever and still hold it going forward. It doesn't matter who the fighters are.
Doesn't matter.
I'm always thinking of the best condition for the fighters, taking care of the fighters.
Most people don't think about
Reese
that.
tried to say he thought that he did what was best for the sport of boxing. Do you know what kind of prejudiced statement that is?
And what was best for the sport of boxing, Reese? Oh,
I've seen this same referee after the Wilder Fury fight.
Yeah, he had
jump in and stop a fight just because a guy took a couple of shots and wobbled into the ropes, and he jumped in and stopped it.
That should have been a standing 8 count. Oh, so now you go from
the inconsistencies. The inconsistencies is why I say, as content creators and what we do, we observe these sports and stuff like that. We have to say something, use our voices, because, dude, that's improper to not be able to be consistent with what you're doing. He was supposed to wave the fight with Wilder off.
Yep.
That's what he was supposed to do.
He was.
And the fight where, who was that fought this guy? The guy supposedly had a bad MRI on his brain, but he was allowed to fight. This was in 2023.
What?
Who was that guy? I'm trying to think of the fighter. It was a named fighter fighting a guy who shouldn't have been in the ring. And the guy took a couple of shots in the first round. It wasn't Jack Reese as the ref. I think it was that guy, Tim, what's his name, with the funny box haircut, the light-skinned dude. But
one that I forgot his name too.
Yeah, he kind of got a big stomach, but he
still wears a haircut.
Anyway,
it has a mustache.
He stopped the fight because the guy took some shots, and then later it came out that he didn't pass a pre-fight test or something, and they had word about it, but they still let the fight go through. And that's why the referee intervened and stopped the fight, because the guy took a couple of shots. This is what I'm talking about. If you watch boxing, you can see these things happening, and then you could justify a position that you could take strongly when you know that there's inappropriateness going on in the sport. It's like this. I don't make this stuff up.
No, these are realities, and people don't understand. I don't know why. They don't understand how dangerous the sport is. Even when everything's on an even playing field, when both fighters are clean, both fighters come in at weight, They both. It's dangerous, period. Right? Because you're taking shots upside the head. You're taking shots to the body, and at any moment you can get hit, and that could be the end of your life. That's just. But they play games. You know, these referees, these sanctioning bodies, the commissions, they don't take that as seriously as they should, right? And that's why when I was talking about yesterday with Inoue, right, wrapping his hands, and in Japan, there's a concern of, well, are they allowed to use PEDs in Japan or not, right? Guys go over there, they don't even know they're drug testing, right? You had Brian Norman Sr., 1 minute they're drug testing, the next minute they're not. And this is dangerous for the sport.
Right.
But they look at guys like Devin and they say, oh, well, you know, he's doing too much. He shouldn't. Why are you requiring these guys? It's 8 weeks and all this nonsense. It's like, man, well, Devin is trying to make the sport as safe as possible for anything that he's involved in, right? Safe for him, safe for his opponent. And it's just crazy. Even when you come in overweight, like this guy did, sabotaged his whole career for whatever reason, didn't even attempt to make weight after he failed, right? Came in grossly overweight, and then just had no regard, no contrition, none of that. And that's why I said I think it was deliberate. He came in overweight because I don't think he really wanted to fight De Los Santos. I think that he felt like he wasn't ready for the moment. And so this is what he did to himself. That's my belief. And you're absolutely right. You know, we do have to speak up about it. We do have to shed light on this, because you'll always have Jack Reese's out there. You'll always have those guys out there. You'll always have Max Kellerman's pushing the wrong message and the wrong agenda on the sport. For guys like this, he'll never grow. With guys like Max Kellerman acting like this guy is just the bee's knees of boxing. The next superstar? And what were they? Didn't they try to say, oh, he's like Bud? Oh, he fights like Bud. He's like Bud in the ring. He's like, they're trying to make this guy the new Bud Crawford. Well, what did Bud say? Who did he say he was passing the torch to? He didn't say he was passing it to Shakur. He didn't say he was passing it to any active squad member.
Nope. He said distinctly Devin Haney.
Yeah. And Devin's not active squad. But this is what, we got to counter that. We can't have that. So there is a clear agenda, in my opinion, to push guys like Keyshawn, push guys, not even pushing Shakur. Shakur should be up here.
Because those guys are sub-quality, really.
Yes.
And to the layman or the casual, they're not looking like what I speak on about being invested. So they're like, oh, okay, this is the new guy. And so when they never achieve or never get to a point of consideration, it makes them average, but it also makes the people that speak of them hold the value of them at average.
Yep.
All the while keeping your eye off of who's above average.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when Michael Jordan was playing, the one thing they kept saying, like, so-and-so is the new Jordan. Right? They had Harold Miner. They had, what's his name that played for Detroit? What's his name? The boy with the big ears came out of Duke. Damn.
I don't know.
I can't think of his name right now. But they had like 6 different dudes. Even Ron Harper, who ended up playing with the Bulls later in his For real. They were talking about he was a new Jordan.
Yep.
But Jordan was Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Now, Kobe was probably the closest thing.
Yeah.
But even Kobe wasn't really that, because Jordan was the standard bearer. It's like he, you know, that's the new thing. It's like that new model. Ali was like that.
Yep.
They called Larry Holmes a carbon copy of Ali.
Yeah.
But he was not nothing like Ali to be factual. And throughout the years, in different places, they always try to align somebody like, you know, Jackie Chan came after Bruce Lee, and they was like, "Oh, that's the new Bruce Lee."
Jackie Chan was Jackie Chan.
He was Jackie Chan. Like when you see someone doing stunts and stuff and doing all the stuff he was able to do, it's that like and be the lead star. You know, like Tom Cruise was trying to be the new Jackie Chan, basically, because he was doing his own stunts on movies and stuff, life-taking risk and all of that.
Yep.
It's like, come on, there's always a guy who's the trendsetter, right?
Yep.
So when you look at in boxing, it's the only sport where that may not hold true 100%, because it comes down to the eras now. Like this was Bud Crawford's era. He said it going into his fight at the press conference with Errol Spence. Hey, I'm going to show you guys by the end of the day, this is the Terrence Bud Crawford era.
And that's what he did.
And he did. And somebody said, well, what about Alexander Usyk? Well, if you think about it, Usyk and Dimitri Bivol both said that if you had a boxing thesaurus, you look on a perfect representative of the sport of boxing, Bud Crawford's picture should be there. They both said that.
Yeah. Loma said it was Loma said it was Bud. I mean, all these guys, they know.
The only ones that is not saying it's Bud is those scribes, like Max Kellerman and them. It's like they don't want to give that. You know why? Because their hopes for DEI are dashed when they really acknowledge what it truly is.
They needed DEI. That's what they mad about. Yeah. DEI was made for them.
Yes. Which is why banned substances are being allowed so much.
Yeah, that's the DEI.
And I've told people, it's like the whole thing about having a banned substance in your body, it's banned for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, why are the guys taking it? So they can compete, because they can't keep up.
And they'll take that risk.
Why was okay, check this out, drag racing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why was NOS invented?
Nitrous oxide to get that boost for guys that don't really know how to handle cars that well.
But the guys who engineered the pristine engine for what they do, that you got to beat that engine, you got to beat that time, right?
Yeah.
So they bring something that's kind of like orange juice to make it a part of the process. And now all of a sudden, oh, this guy, you know, and I just broke it down. I don't even know about that sport and everything, but I have watched the Fast and Furious films, right? So it's like I'm learning that, okay, Dom had a great car in that
muscle car.
That muscle car was the shit, right?
And they brought the damn Hondas.
These little Toyotas and stuff.
Yeah, the Hondas and the Toyotas. Yeah, man. They needed that nitrous oxide.
You can't compete, right? So isn't that the same? It's a great analogy for boxing.
It is.
You got these guys who are doping up, who were never really talented, didn't have power, didn't have stamina, don't have work ethic. So you do all these different things, and all of a sudden he can compete in the top 10 just because of that.
Yep. They don't want to hear it.
So the guy who really does the hard work, the Bud Crawfords, the Haneys, the Usyks and all that, the guys who really cut their teeth doing what they do, now you got a guy who doesn't earn the stripes to be there, but he's in the conversation now. That's DEI, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, look, you know, they wanted to tell you how great Loma was as an amateur. Yeah, beating up on like 16, 17-year-old kids. But he's 25 and 26 years old.
800 fights.
Yeah.
in the amateurs. What are we doing? At some point, come on now. You got.
But he get in there in his second pro fight with one of the most basic Mexican type fighters.
That was crazy.
Orlando Salido, and all of a sudden it's like, oh
shit,
that's all it's gonna take.
Oh shit,
like
and look at Inoue, even Inoue with Picasso, he beat Picasso, but what is Picasso? Right?
We never heard of him except for the art.
Heard of him, but I looked a little bit in his box rec. I mean, it was just one guy. It was that Kamita or whatever his name is, that other Japanese fighter, that the Japanese fighter that fought him in America, that Picasso was able to whoop on. And so then he goes to Saudi Arabia to fight Inoue, and Inoue can't put him away. But Inoue, he's good. He's good. He's got good punch placement.
If they would have let Inoue go out there with them double, triple hand wraps like he had originally intended to do,
and it's crazy,
he probably would have had Picasso in 2 or 3 rounds.
You know it. But now, I mean, the people get mad at us for pointing that out. Like, what you mad at us for? We're haters? This dude tried to stack in Saudi Arabia, good and goddamn well. He was not supposed to. Not trying to act ignorant. Oh, well, we can't do this. No, motherfucker, you can't do it. What are we talking about?
This is what I said on Drew Titan's show about that. When these guys sign their contracts to fight, all the damn particularities are in the contract.
They're in the yes.
So you can't tell me that they went over to Saudi, was doing their thing, and the people came in and said no, and they were like shocked that this is not allowed. They thought they were gonna get away with it.
They thought it, yeah.
And when they showed them peeling the shit off, I mean, I'm like, dude,
come on now.
You ought to come to America and be in one of the damn ER wards so you can fucking mend bones and shit. Because he was making a hell of a cast.
Oh, that was a hell of a cast. And who was I was talking about that. I was talking to somebody that fought in Japan. They couldn't find anywhere where it's allowed or anything.
Right.
And if you try to do it yourself, but you're not used to it, you can fuck your hand up.
Yeah.
So it's a cast. Well, these Japanese fighters, they're used to it. And if they're fighting in Japan all the goddamn time, obviously they're getting used to it. They probably spar with it. It's crazy. They probably spar with them damn things on. And you wonder why 2 Japanese fighters die in one weekend?
There you go, bro. I'm not laughing at the guys dying. I'm laughing at the thought process.
No, I know, yeah. I know
why would something so tragic happen? Because you guys are cheating.
Yeah, you cheat like a motherfucker. Like, but if you go to Japan, just fight just do what they're doing. What? No. That's the this is the it's very it's disappointing that you hear people say things like that. It's like, well, if you know boxing like you supposed to, then you know that you shouldn't be pushing that.
Right.
You shouldn't be pushing, well, when you're in Rome, do what Romans do. No, you don't want to do what they're doing because, first of all, you're not going to be acclimated to having your hands wrapped. And number 2, you're going to be getting hit upside the head by those wraps, by those casted hands that their strength is not going to diminish like yours is later on in the fight. And you're likely going to suffer greatly from that. Look what happened with Fulton. I think did Fulton now somebody tried to say that he didn't stack against Fulton, that Fulton was like, no, he did stack, but that's what I thought.
Fulton just went on through with the fight.
Yeah,
but he didn't follow my advisement. My advisement was, because Fulton is a good boxer, he showed it against Oshaki that he can stay out of harm's way. because O'Shaquie was popping that night too. With his
popping like motherfucker.
And he stayed clear of O'Shaquie's power because he got hit with a right hand counter in the first round that made him realize I done fucked up.
Yeah.
So, but when he went over there to Japan for whatever reason after the third round, something in him triggered and said, I think I can handle this.
Yeah.
But see, let me tell you about the profited third round. When guys are doing what they doing there with them raps and stuff, it's usually after round 3 that everything gets really hard and everything. That's when the cast is truly formed, everything. So going forward after 3, you're going to really suffer some damage. And that's what Fulton exposed himself to. I said he should not let that guy hit him.
He wasn't boxing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, I was like, man, he gonna go in there, he gonna put on a boxing clinic. And that's when I first found out about the rapping that they do, the stacking. I didn't know about it until because I wasn't interested in a way. But I like Fulton. I was like, okay, he's gonna go over there, he's gonna outbox him. And it's gonna be challenged because Inoue can box as well. He's a boxer puncher, but I think Fulton is a better boxer. So I thought he was gonna. But you standing there trying to mix it up with this dude. And then I found out he was stacking. I was like, wait a minute. Inoue stacked before? They can stack in Japan? I didn't even know that. Because I wasn't watching Japanese fighters like that.
Dude, he went over there and let Inoue punch on him.
Crazy.
Like he thought that was Figgy or something. Figgy was a different fighter.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, man. That I think Fulton, he probably would have lost. He probably eventually, especially with the stacking in a way. I don't even know how much power Inoue has. See, that's the thing. When you do these types of things in your career, in your entire career, you're doing the same shit. You're stacking. You're using the performance-enhancing drugs. How good are you really? Well, you find out when you stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we find out, okay, Inoue, he doesn't really have power like that against somebody like a Picasso. And I think was last 3-4 fights, 3 of them, he didn't stop anybody. And they were all outside of Japan, right? There was Picasso. Who was that before that? I don't know. Whoever he fought. I think it shows you that when you put these guys on an even playing field like a Ryan Garcia when he fought Rolly, he was completely deflated, didn't have any energy, just got put down in the second round and just trash, Not that Inoue is not trash, but he's not elite when you take these things away from them. When you take these things away from them, are you really an elite fighter? No, you're not. And why are we still trying to put this guy on a number one? Why are we trying to make him number one pound for pound when we know he has these advantages? Like what? And this is the problem I have with media in general. It's just crazy how they uplift this Inoue character, and they know what he's doing over there. They know that he's augmenting himself. They know, I don't know. But it's clear what the agenda is. They don't want to put Devin at number one when he should be. Or maybe Usyk.
No, because they don't want that representation because that's the master class style of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And many of them do not own up to that. Their DEI subjects can't compete and keep up with that. You see, Usyks and Lomas are the nearest thing to something like that, and there's not a lot of those guys out there.
No,
not at all. No. So they have to do something else to create. Why do you think that the promotion of a fighter like Pitbull is so strong? It's because, dude, Pitbull Cruz is a one freaking dimensional fighter, a one-dimensional guy. And they'll talk about him like, oh, he's like a warrior and everything. He's not a warrior. A warrior? Did you notice that Lamont Roach had that dude walking away and sticking his tongue out and stuff? It's like you had never seen Pitbull act like that before. That's because he didn't know what else to do. But what I hadn't learned until, you know, a few days after the fight, that Roach had broke his right hand. You know, that's why he was so, in the second half of the fight, so left-handed heavy with his shots. He was throwing hooks and stuff, but he couldn't throw the right hand like he really wanted to. But Pitbull, and I had watched him beat up on other guys.
Yeah.
Like Isaac Dogbay and those guys. It's like, okay, but he's one-dimensional. And when you see that, when you got a guy like El Royo beat him up and everything, it's like, okay, he just doesn't have what's necessary to be able to compete at a certain level.
And what happened with Ryo?
Huh?
And what happened to Ryo?
I think that you know, he had a bad performance that last fight.
Yeah.
You know, he had a bad performance. But Roach has shown me, you know what? I think that Roach's dad is his trainer.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
He needs to bring another trainer in. I don't say get rid of his dad, not at all. But he needs another ear, because
I agree.
There were things that he was doing in that fight that I was like, oh, I wish I was there to tell him a couple things, because that fight was right there for him to take.
It was.
It was right there for him to take. And I don't know that technically his dad was able to tell him the specific things, because at championship level of fights, you have to also understand this about the dads. They are in a position where they're always thinking about protecting their they're always in a position of protecting their sons and everything. But that experience of having that other voice that could tell them certain specific details and instructions to carry out,
they don't
keep them on path.
Right.
Like with Lamont Roach's circumstances, once we knew that we were going into like the 11th and 12th rounds, I would have told him, this is where you win the fight.
Right.
You got to be busier than him.
Yep.
Anything he tries to do, you tie him up, smother him, walk him backwards, or walk him counterclockwise. The reason that you walk a fighter backwards or counterclockwise, if they're orthodox, you walk them backwards or clockwise if they're southpaw.
Right.
The reason that you do that is their forward momentum is immediately taken away from them, and it takes the stamina and juice out of the legs by walking them in the opposite direction and going backwards. Plus, when you wait for the official, the referee, to step in and separate you, when the referee steps in to break you, you step around behind the ref and move around to gain yourself a little more space and a few more seconds of activity time, because the other guy has to now reset.
Yep.
See, this is ring IQ. And with the proper voice and everything to reiterate these.
That's true.
It's like it's the difference in winning and losing, believe it or not.
It would take him out of his rhythm.
I'm sorry?
I said it would take him out of his rhythm.
Right. Did you notice how when Bud got into the 11th and 12th rounds, how he fought Canelo?
Yes.
He attacked his ass, didn't he? And Canelo thought he was getting ready, take it easy those last couple of rounds. We're in championship round. No, Bud was trying to go for it.
Yeah, he was.
Canelo was like,
God damn.
What the hell is going on with this dude, man? We just trying to get through this last
because Bud was different, man. Bud
yeah. But it was the difference in him winning the fight, too. You know?
That's facts. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yep.
But see, that's why I say he need another voice, not to replace his dad. You know what I mean? But those are the kind of things that can help push you over the edge.
Well, that's why I like Bill, because that's what Bill does. Bill lets Devin get those different looks, have those different trainers in there and all that. And that makes a difference. Like having Devin around all those great fighters growing up in his career and all that stuff. What's up, baby girl? We're gonna go in a minute, baby girl. Yes. So I it does make a difference. You gotta allow that. Because there's only so much that you can see as the father, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the same could be said for Brian Norman Sr. I mean, good Lord. That's a perfect example of why, as you might be, Brian Norman Sr. is obviously limited in the way that he's able to give instructions and notice certain things. He just wants his son to go out there and just take him out. Just do this. Well, that's not the key right now. The key is not to go out there and try to knock Devin out. No, but that makes the difference. But yeah, I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm about to wrap this on up.
Yes, sir.
About to take the kids bowling and all that good stuff and have a little bit of fun with them,
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming up here, man, and sharing your knowledge on my channel. Finally, I really appreciate that. It was a great conversation. Great boxing talk.
Yes, sir.
That was great boxing talk. I didn't even need to get into this nonsense because, I mean, it's important to highlight it and point it out. But, yeah, man, like having those conversations and going into the history and relating it back to what's going on now and all that, that's very important. And that's why I appreciate you as a boxing content creator. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want to tell people where to find you and make sure you drop your link before you get out of here.
Everybody could find me, man, right here on YouTube. My main channel is Stormy B Man. And as I've been known to say, that's Stormy B Man in all caps, but no cap.
But no cap. You won't find no cap.
No cap. So it's what I do, and I enjoy it. So
yes.
But thank you for having me, brother. I'll be out there listening to you.
For sure.
You usually be on in my morning commute when I'm on my way to work and everything. And I was like, that's always a great listen to hear your subject.
I appreciate you
be covering. So,
and I appreciate your content as well. And yeah, man, it's always great to listen to you and just get, because we need guys like you out there that have that been there, that done that, and really enjoy the sport. No matter who's fighting and all the history, the wealth of knowledge that you have is very important to have that, right? And this needs to be appreciated. And, you got guys coming up that are coming into your lane and they are going to be the next Stormy B Man. But right now there's only one Stormy B Man. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man. And have a blessed day, man. And salute to the chat. And once again, we have to do this again one day.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to, like some of these fights that you talk about that aren't really being highlighted. I would like to cover some of those fights with you just to, help me come to understand who these fighters are that aren't really out there like that, so that I can help put them out there as well, just like you. So that's something I would like to do.
All right, that sounds good.
For sure. But thank you to the chat. Thank you to everybody that came through and hit the like button. We weren't ignoring you guys, but we were just, sometimes the conversation just goes and, that's just how it is sometimes, man. So Thanks to you. Thank you to Stormy B, man. And I appreciate you. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. And guess what we're going to do, y'all? We're going to keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace out, guys.